Hi Virgo, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you some oracle messages. So thank you so much for joining me. But whenever you are guided to this video slash reading, it's most definitely meant for you. I should have said oracle messages slash spread, if you will. But anyways, I do want to remind you as always, this is a general read. So just take what resonates and don't stress over what doesn't. But thank you in advance for liking this video, commenting, subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. The support is more than appreciated as this grows and grows and grows. Anyways, weird wording. As well, if you're looking to book a personal reading, the options are down below in the description box per usual. Just reach out via email and I'll get that started for you. I do love your energy right now, but the overall message, more importantly, is it's not over. It's not over. All right? Let's aim on down and pull some cards. Alrighty, we're going to pull the spread from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, and we're going to stick to that, given this is an oracle reading. And automatically, when I pressed record for this part of the reading, for the cards part, anyways, whatever, Spirit goes, you're going through something funky at this time, something funky, alright? Let's see what it's all about. For Virgo to begin this oracle spread. Interesting. First one to get one in the center to start. We have Porcupine Spirit, time for beginner's mind, or for beginner mind. I just feel as if you're dealing with a very tricky situation. They word it as funky because I feel like at times it doesn't feel tricky, it just feels odd, right? It could be a relationship, it could be a living situation, it could be a job situation. It feels very tied to one particular person where they feel, or you feel as if they're the center of it. They may even feel that way about you or about the situation in general. But it's a time to, regardless of what you're going through, being reminded it's not over with the overall message, but a reminder to take a beginner's mindset and just accept that you need to be the peace in the situation, even if it's a bit difficult at this time. It has been recently and in general. Taking a fresh mindset will help keep the hope alive and it will allow for you to adapt to the way it's processing. Interesting, the way they're processing it, or the way you are seeing the situation grow and develop, even if it's not heading in the perfect direction or the direction you had hoped or predicted. Okay, I'm being told to put this one up top. This and that are true, all right, with the dolphin spirit. Definitely speaking upon one needing to sort of have more fun with that dolphin and enjoy yourself along the way, and starting with that beginner's mindset, even if it's an existing situation. Obviously it is. For the most part, you will find the success come to be when you're enjoying yourself, right? Being the peace and the enjoyment in that situation, the light, if you will, but being reminded that not everything is black and white. Not everything is true that you hear, that even if it comes from spirit, right? You need to, use your discernment. But it feels like there could be gossip or just opinions, but a judgmental energy surrounding the situation within it, or just coming towards you, even if they're at a distance. And I feel like you also need to understand that sometimes people need to read between the lines, including you, okay? You almost want this person or this group of people to sort of understand where you're coming from, but you probably will sense that they feel the same way, okay? A time where there is an underlining feeling of this push to know your worth, right? Thinking about a skunk and how they walk into the room and just owning it, right? Regardless of how smelly they are. And I'm not saying you are, but it feels like you could be dealing with somebody who very much knows their worth, and you need to understand your worth all the meanwhile, even within this funky sort of tricky situation. Um, okay, anyways, I just heard nobody wants to get stabbed by a porcupine. Either way, I just feel as if the butterfly spirit coming out is talking about the transformation you're going through, as well as the situation, all right? You may find that this tricky situation isn't over yet, but might be soon enough. And even if it's not meant to end in general, you will find that luck is on your side within it, okay? Even if it doesn't feel like it, you're going to see a lot of angel numbers when you're feeling a bit conflicted or confused within it. And you're going to find that someone pushes you in a different direction and it opens your eyes to the possibilities within the situation. Interesting. But all the meanwhile, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? But what doesn't feel perfect and feels a little bit off or heading in a weird direction, or just maybe doesn't feel completely comfortable anymore, could teach you a lot about oneself, how you're growing. You have to understand as you grow and develop as an individual, and this other person or this group does or this situation does, naturally you have to understand that it just allows for a bigger transformation to happen. I hope that made sense. And all the meanwhile, with the wombat spirit, it just feels like you're being pushed to spend some time alone. And all the meanwhile, that's when you'll regain that truth within, or that touching base with that inner truth and your true worth. All right. Remembering what you have to offer so that you don't feel minimalized in the midst of conflict or combative behavior for some of you. It just feels like intuitively, being very spiritually connected for a lot of you Virgos drawn to this reading, that you need to set healthy boundaries. Wow, excuse me. So you don't get so nervous or on edge, or just maybe due to your empathic abilities, or just so that this other person or this situation, these other individuals, however it works for you, know how to proceed with you. It doesn't mean you go about it in a very feisty, I'm sick of this BS kind of way. It just means in a mature, healthy, sort of simplistic way, being upfront about how you want to proceed, right? And expecting the same in return, and maybe having to vocalize that as well. But it just feels as if you need to sort of maybe put your foot down in a very calm manner. Okay. And I mean, it's up to you whether or not you want this to be over, but you truly feel like, even once again, if it's meant to have an end point eventually, some of you it's not meant to, it depends on the situation. It's not over yet, period. Right? And so, therefore, let's make the best. Let's be one with the transformation of all of which. And let's understand that, once again, a beginner's mindset is properly placed within the situation in general, not just you. Okay? You're not the only one that needs to adjust, I want to say. With You Are Never Alone, I just feel like this situation involves a lot of love, or potentially you need that reminder that spirit has your back, the universe is backing you up, that luck is on your side. 4466, look up that angel number meaning. There's a message for you. I feel like you need the reminder that not everybody's going to sort of one up you or try to stab you in the back moving forward. You might feel like a lot of people in a similar kind of situation, or a person in a similar kind of situation, did you wrong. And I just feel like you've been through so much BS, a lot of unfortunate behavior, and just treating you unfairly, I feel the need to say. But spirit has a plan. You need to understand that when it comes to this transformation, a push to put your crown back on, and once again realize not everything's black and white, but not everything needs to strip away your true worth, or having that, being in touch with that true worth within that situation. Does that make sense? Um, Not allowing this person or this situation or this group of people to alter your view of what you bring to the table, period. And because it feels like if you allow the situation to alter your confidence, your worth, your knowledge of who you've become and what you have ahead for you and what you're capable of, it's going to alter and trickle out to the other areas of your life. And that is not something spirit's going to allow moving forward, period. You have too much ahead for you, all right? There's a need for you to embrace that comforting koala way about you. Just be your true self, and don't allow for everything to be taken to heart. I feel the need to say as well. But with Lizard Spirit coming out, you're pushed to dream the world into being your ideal world. What do you want? There's a very manifestation vibe about this. But if you think about a lizard, when they lose a limb or they lose part of them, it grows right back. There's a regeneration message coming through with this card as well. So as you set healthy boundaries, you heal oneself. As you are reminded you're never alone, you go through a healing process. All right, you're this individual, this soul as a Virgo, where yeah, at times you keep to yourself because you represent the Hermit card, but all the meanwhile, when you get knocked down or you trip and fall, even if it's not anybody else's doing or anybody else being involved, you get right back up, don't you? Or it may take you a little bit of time sometimes, but you get right back up. You're one strong individual, and you need to remember that, all right? And it's okay to do things in your own manner, and people need to recognize that. And that's part of this sort of boundary setting up process or continuing process, if you will. And with the ant spirit coming out, yeah, you do need to remember that moving forward in the situation in general, collaborating is definitely going to be key. You're going to find that puzzle pieces start to come to be, get put in place as you figure out better ways of communicating, figure out more about yourself and the transformation you're going through, how to help set these healthy boundaries. And I feel like at times you'll figure out how to better communicate and collaborate when you're at home or just in your own hermit mode. Okay. And when you collaborate, it's going to be a true reminder that you're not alone. And you need that at times, even if you don't want to admit it. It's interesting we put the ant card, which was number one, on top of the beginner's mindset card. But all the meanwhile, you need to be generous of spirit and remember the strength that lies within you. You may have fire in your chart, but all the meanwhile, trust in divine detours as well. Doesn't mean the situation, it could be for the future, but all the meanwhile, it's not over. And you need to understand that this is a true learning and growing process for you, as a rebirth is assured on a multitude of levels. All right. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And to book a personal reading, just shoot me an email once again. I hope you have an amazing day, week, and month. Sending you so much love and light, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Virgo.